Hello everyone, my name is Deep and I am a CCNA networking certified professional. In this video, we will cover IPv4 static routing, a core part of CCNA. I will give you a quick overview of how static routing works and then show you how to configure it practically using Cisco iOS commands in Packet Tracer. So let's begin. So let's understand what exactly the routing is before jumping into the static routing. So routing is the process of sending data from one network to another by choosing the best path for the data to follow to reach its final destination. Routing has few types, which is given as below: static routing, dynamic routing, and default routing. We are going to focus on static routing and we'll discuss the other types in the upcoming videos. Static routing. It is a networking method where a network administrator or an engineer manually sets the path that data packets should take to reach another network. It has a few pros and cons. It is only used for smaller networks because if there are thousands of routers in the network and it is going to be a really hassle to manually set up those paths. So that is why it is only used for the simpler and smaller networks, and it's not flexible and scalable due to that reason. There are four types of static routing: standard static route, default static route, summary static route, and floating static route. We are going to focus on standard static route and we'll discuss other types in this video series later on. Moving forward, there are three common types of static route commands. The first one is the recursive static route. In this command, we specify the destination IP network, subnet mask, and the next hop IP address. Here, the router will look for the next hop IP in its routing table to determine the correct exit interface. Next hop is nothing but the IP interface of the next router in the path. The second type is the directly attached static route. Here we specify the destination IP network, subnet mask, and the exit interface. This tells the router to send the packet directly out of that specified interface. And lastly, there is a fully specified static route. Using this command, we specify both the next hop IP address and the exit interface. So in summary, recursive static route uses the next hop IP, directly static route uses the exit interface, and the fully specified uses both. Now let's understand static routing using this very simple network. On the left hand side, we have a PC1. It has the IP address of 192.168.1.1 and its default gateway is 192.168.1.254, which is router 1. So PC1 belongs to the network 192.168.1.0/24. On the other side, we have a PC2. It has the IP address of 192.168.2.1 and its default gateway is 192.168.254, which is router 2. So PC2 belongs to the network 192.168.2.0/24. Lastly, the two routers are connected using the network 10.0.0.0/30, and router 1 has the IP address of 10.0.0.1 whereas router 2 has IP address of 10.0.0.2. Now suppose PC1 wants to send data to PC2. So PC1 first sends the packet to its default gateway, which is router 1. Then router 1 is going to check its routing table, but it's not going to find its destination address of the network 192.168.1.0 192.168.2.0 because router 1 only knows its directly connected networks, which are 192.168.1.0 and 10.0.0.0. So we manually add a static route on router 1. So we are going to provide the command IP route and the destination address, which is 192.168.2.0 with its /24 networking mask and the next hop. So what does this command exactly tells is that to reach the network 192.168.2.0, send the packet to the router 2 at 10.0.0.2. Similarly, router 2 must know how to reach PC1's network. So on router 2, we are going to configure the static route but with the exit interface. So what does this command tells is that if PC1 wants to reach PC1, then send out the data packet out of the interface S00 of the router 2. Now, both the routers know where the remote networks are and PC1 and PC2 can successfully communicate. Once both network has path set up to reach each other, ping will get successful, which will indicate that static route has been configured correctly. So let's dive into the practical lab using packet tracer so everyone can get an idea how it actually works. In this lab, we are going to practice and apply what we have learned so far. To make things easier, the IP addresses for the PCs and router interfaces are already configured, so you don't have to worry about basic network setup. Your task here is to configure the static routes on the routers so that PC1 and PC2 can successfully communicate with each other. You can download the lab file from the description and follow along with me step by step if you would like. As we have already discussed this topology earlier, let's directly start with the configuration. First of all, let's open up the CLI for the router 1 where we are going to apply the static route to enable, and let's go to the configuration terminal tab and apply the IP route where the router 1 can reach the network 192.168.2.0, and as it is the /24 network, the net mask is going to be 255.255.255.0, and the next hop is going to be the interface for the router 2, which is 10.0.0.2. Let's apply the same configuration for router 2 so the PC can reach the network 192.168.1.0. So let's open up CLI for the router 2, go to the configuration terminal and apply IP route 192.168.1.0 and the net mask for /24 network 255.255.255.0, and the next hop here is going to be 10.0.0.1. So let's open up PC0, go to the command prompt and ping PC1. So it's 192.168.2.1, and it's gonna take some time, and if we get a reply back from PC1, then our ping is successful. There you go. And if we can try same for the PC1, so let's ping PC0 192.168.1.0. Yeah, perfect. Another way we can check if it's successful or not, you can press P on your keyboard and you can see the cursor is going to change into the mail icon. So let's select the PC0, and where we need to send the packet is PC1. So select PC1. So on the bottom side you can see the successful. So this is how you can apply the static route, and if you have any doubts, let me know in the comments and I will definitely reach out to you.